Welcome to OTG Heavyweights of Boxing. After a long time away, we thought of maybe coming back for a special episode for the Joshua versus Parker unification, since we are a heavyweight podcast. So for this occasion, on this Easter Sunday, I'd like to welcome my friend Irish Paddy Cronin. Hey Paddy.
Great to be back, Nino. How are you doing on this lovely Easter Sunday?
Oh, pretty busy actually. Lots of stuff to do in the house.
Okay. Lots of married stuff to do.
Later maybe. You know, just the usual chores that comes with when you got a partner in the house.
Maybe you should hire someone to do all that for you, Nino.
I'm not in the position yet to do so. But how are you spending your Easter Sunday?
I was just working and decided to chop up this fight weekend with you.
I mean, I got many requests to do special show. So MCH wanted to do something.
MCH has been, presumed dead.
Oh, not to me. I mean, I think he's graduated. He made his PhD, actually.
In what? Getting owned on radio shows.
You'll have to ask him. Yeah, Simon wanted to come on, so I guess we'll have him on a later time. Since we're now trying to work out how we're going to maybe restart this whole podcast thing after having sorted out this domain problem with OTG, but I think we're on a good way, it seems.
I don't know. I guess the people will need to download the podcast next week to find out if there is one there.
All right, so let's get right into it. I mean, occasion for this podcast is the unification fight between Joshua and Parker, which was a little bit of a letdown, maybe. I mean, if you were expecting another Wilder Ortiz fight or something like that, or another Klitschko Joshua fight, but I'm guessing you also didn't think that it would be something like that, so maybe you weren't as disappointed.
No, I was pretty much expecting it to be nip and tuck. I did expect a stoppage late in the fight. I think if Parker had pushed Anthony Joshua more, he could have had a bit more success. Still think there's question marks over Joshua's stamina. He wasn't pushed hard last night, so he didn't have to work as hard. So he's able to get through without too many problems. But I think if someone's able to get in there and push him and make him work, I think he's going to run out of steam and he'll be there for the taking.
Maybe, but I think it was good that he came in at a much lighter weight. So 242 or something like that. So that's usually what Klitschko weighed. So I think that's a much better weight, because this 255 was too much. He was too bulky. He was too slow. Was too stiff. And now at 240 something, he is quicker. He moves well on his feet. He has more stamina. So I'm liking this version of Joshua better, actually.
And what did you think of his performance last night?
I mean, he showed that he has a lot of ring generalship, so that was good. I mean, he always had the center of the ring, pumped out his jab, just controlled the pace, and Parker just couldn't get past the jab most of the time. And when he was, then Joshua was throwing back some power shots, which didn't always connect, but it was enough to maybe scare off Parker a little. Just the force that he connected to maybe his ribs or to the side or something like that. And Parker didn't like it too much. He was going for it a little more in the later rounds when he realized he fell back on the scorecards. But I think that, Joshua just showed him who was the boss in the ring, and Parker accepted it, I think. And also in the post-fight interview, he didn't seem too disappointed. I think he was just happy to be there in this big fight. He didn't want to take too many risks. I mean, if he would have taken more risks, then Joshua would have had a chance to connect with something big. But Parker is crafty enough, so if he is not engaging, it's probably pretty hard to stop him. So you could see that he's well schooled. He has good moves, good defensive moves, and if he is not engaging, it was pretty clear that a stoppage victory was out of the window for Joshua against such an opponent. So
yeah, I would definitely agree with that. But I still think Parker, after around the 8th round, he should have been swinging for the fences. He should have known he wasn't going to get a decision over there in the UK. And I don't think he took enough risks for me.
I mean, Simon was texting me the whole time. it's close, and he was giving me shit for giving Parker only 2 rounds, 2 or 3 rounds in the whole fight, but.
I thought it was close enough, but you knew that he wasn't going to be getting those rounds. There were close rounds,
Yeah,
and I gave Parker some of those close rounds, so I can see your scorecard, and I could probably see Son's scorecard as well. But like, you have to be pessimistic here, and you got to realize you're going into the Principality Stadium. There's going to be 80,000 fans there. You're not getting the benefit of the doubt. There's no way you're getting the benefit of the doubt from those judges. So when you get to the 8th round, you gotta swing for the fences, and he didn't. It was a little bit naive.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to win a fight like that? Joshua had no mark on his face, looked totally fresh. He wasn't taking any damage, so if you would put together the highlight reel of Parker for that fight, I don't recall him landing too many good headshots or power shots. So one time he was whistling by with that left hook after the headbutt.
Yeah.
That was his big chance, but he just grazed him a little bit. That maybe would have put Joshua in some trouble, but other than that, I don't remember very many flush power shots. And Joshua also didn't land too much, but he had some success. He landed his left hook sometimes, occasional right hand, but he put the jab in Parker's face all night. So you could do just a highlight reel of him ramming his fist in, or his jabbing hand into Parker's face. So it was clear that Joshua would be the winner. I can see that a lot of rounds were sort of competitive, but I think that Joshua just edged them out. And the one round I gave Parker clearly was the 5th, and the 6th was kind of close, and I also gave him that. So, but other than that, I didn't see too much reasons to give him more than 2 rounds. So no controversy there. But what do you think of the stock of Anthony Joshua after this performance? I heard him get a lot of shit, and people are now much more confident in Deontay Wilder stopping him. But do you think that's unfair, maybe?
Here's the thing. I'm not worried about Deontay Wilder. I'm thinking about what Tyson Fury would have done to that version of Anthony Joshua last night. I don't think that Anthony Joshua wins a round against Tyson Fury.
Possible. But he wouldn't get knocked out either, so...
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he'd get knocked out, but I'm just saying he'd have a lot of trouble, because you could see, like, yeah, he was picking up rounds, but you could see he was having trouble with Parker's kind of a little bit of awkwardness. And if anyone brings more, like, when I think of awkward and heavyweight, I think of Tyson Fury, and he's going to be towering over AJ. He's going to be using every inch of that reach. He's going to be smiling in his face while he's doing it. And I guess what as well, Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder as well. I'm not wasting my time with Wilder. Wilder should have been over there last night. It was a bitch move not to fly over. It was stupid, if you ask me. And Eddie Hearn, you know, a lot of people don't like Eddie Hearn. I think he's a bit of an arsehole sometimes. But guess what, you know? Eddie Hearn was right. Why are we going over to America? We're selling out 80,000 seat arenas here. And Wilder's fighting in front of 6,000 people. 6,000, Nino.
After Barclays Center was full almost, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think he's selling. Well, I'll tell you what. It's a lot closer to 6,000 than it is to 80.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think Hearn is also right in that regard. So Wilder needs Joshua more than Joshua needs Wilder.
Yeah, and all Wilder had to do was go over there. And remember when Tyson Fury went to the Wilder fight and got into the ring and took his jacket off like Ric Flair and threw it on the ground? Like, Wilder could have done something like that. There you go, an extra like $3 million on his contract just for doing something ridiculous like that to build the fight.
But Symes said Wilder didn't go over because...
Well, all the way over and they wouldn't let him in the ring. That's just bullshit if ever I've heard it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing that if it's true, they didn't want Wilder to steal the show. So everybody just talks about Wilder and Joshua and completely forgets about the fight. But I think Wilder should have gone there regardless. I'm guessing he could have maybe snuck into the ring.
He could. How are they going to stop him? All he has to do was get in the ring and do what Tyson Fury did. He just lacks imagination, and like it's ridiculous.
True. Also, he would have had all those media obligations there, hype up the fight.
Well, he would have been working, from what I understand, he was going to be working for Sky Sports as a pundit.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically would have got himself exposed to another market. Paulie Malignaggi does regular commentary on Sky when he's not. So when Sky are over for HBO events, Paulie's not working because he works for Showtime. He works for Sky and makes more money that way. He's just establishing his brand.
True.
Like he would have been a lot. Like right now, the casual sports fans just know that Deontay Wilder has a belt. They don't know him the same way they know the fighters that are regularly on Sky. So him getting exposure to them would have greatly benefited him. But you know what? Like, I'm not his manager. If he wants to conduct business that way, that's his own business. But I tell you what, he's not selling out football stadiums in the US. That's for goddamn sure.
True. So, I mean, in that regard, it's maybe a high risk, low reward fight for Joshua.
Yeah, there's like Wilder doesn't bring anything really to the table except a belt. Like he needs working and he needs to earn that paycheck. And it seems like he just thinks that he deserves it just because he has that WBC belt. Well, guess what? Tyson Fury's the man who beat the man, and Anthony Joshua has 3 belts. So that really makes you look like the third wheel, Deontay. So it's time to step up. If you want to get those big paydays, you got to be willing to put the road work in.
Yeah, but I still think the fight should happen, but it's probably for Hearn and Joshua to decide when, and not for Wilder. So I think they're going to make the fight when it makes most sense to them, financial sense and otherwise, because it's a fight that needs to happen. So the only 2 opponents that matter at the moment for Joshua are Wilder and Fury if he comes back and looks good, not if he struggles against some tune-up opponents or something like that. So those are the fights that Joshua needs for his legacy also. But the next opponent for Joshua probably was fighting on the undercard in a fight that was something like a sanctioned slaughter because we all knew what was going to happen. I mean, everybody who was talking boxing knew that the fight would end 99% with David Price flat on his back, which happened.
It did happen. Nino, there's a lot of people that work for Sky Sports that kept talking about how this and that, and what if David Price catches him, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? David Price did catch him and didn't even put him down. So I think we can put pay to that. David Price has never performed above British level. I think his best win is a stoppage win over a really old Audley Harrison. Like that, like possibly the worst version of Audley Harrison was his best win. He's got a win over Skelton, who, maybe some listeners that haven't really been watching boxing in the past few years might not even know who Matt Skelton is, and that's quite understandable. Don't bother Googling or YouTubing him because you're wasting your time. But 100%. I had a little bet on there last night on the under 4.5 rounds in the Price fight and over 6.5 rounds in the Joshua fight. So I was pretty satisfied with how the evening went. I just have to say, what was David Price thinking taking this fight? I don't know. Like, did he think he had a chance, Nino? Tell me.
I guess so. I mean, he was. I think it was one of his best performances, actually.
It actually was. I'll give him credit. And here's another thing. I've been talking about his dodgy chin forever. What seems like 10 years, and could very well be 10 years. But I've been talking about that dodgy chin, and people always like to talk, oh, David Price, he's such a likeable guy. I was like, yeah, but being likeable doesn't win you fights. Man, he was so naive. He got clipped and his hands go down and then he got taken out, man. It was a skill. Like, if you were training an amateur fighter and they did that, you'd pull them out of the fight, leaving your hands down like that after getting clipped.
Yeah, I'm guessing his body just shut down and he couldn't keep his hands up anymore, so there was a problem. But
that's kind of a requirement for a boxer though, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Isn't that like the first thing you learn that you do without even thinking? Like sometimes you see fighters and they're out on their feet, but their hands are still up. David Price, hands right down. Free shot. Good night, Irene. But it's funny that you mentioned Povetkin is next for Joshua, because I don't think that's the case.
Oh.
Eddie Hearn's been slabbering trying to make
Dylan
Povetkin
White.
Dylan White. What do you think about that, Nino?
Yeah, let's get back to Price first.
What a bum.
Now we will have to give him some credit for the way he fought.
No, he doesn't get any credit. He lost.
Yeah, but you could see that he really tried.
You don't get a fucking participants medal in boxing, Nino. Oh, he tried. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull here?
No, I think that he also got the tactics right in that sense that he always kept his earmuffs
He got
up.
the tactics wrong in the sense that he got knocked out because his hands were down.
Yeah, but until the 5th round, he knew that he had to keep his hands high.
Yeah, but it's fucking 12-round fight, Nino.
Because Povetkin only throws hooks, he never throws a straight right. So when you keep the earmuffs on, you can basically catch all of Povetkin's shots because he never will throw straight right.
But he couldn't even do that.
Yeah, no, he couldn't.
You don't get credit for having your earmuffs on for 4 rounds in a 12-round fight, Nino.
Yeah, but I could see what he was trying, and I liked it when he threw back.
Yeah, but it didn't work.
It didn't work, no.
So why are you giving him credit?
But it was very exciting when he connected that left hook and Povetkin went flying into the ropes. Weren't you screaming also?
No, I was screaming when Price got knocked down, I believe, in the 3rd round. I was like,
yeah! No, it was the same round. Same round was when he came back at the end of the round.
Down,
so that's...
He got put down on his backside, he did.
So that was a very good round.
Here's one for you. People going, oh, you have to score that round of draw. No, Povetkin won the majority of that round. So if you want to do it, you score at 9-8.
Yeah. So Tony Bellew was taking it pretty hard. This defeat also.
Tony Bellew's a mug, man. I'm sorry. I can't stand him. All I could hear was his stupid voice during the fight. And my God, Sky, just put I don't know, just shut him up, please.
But what about Price? Is it now definitely over?
Man, it was over since that first Tony Thompson fight. And then when Frank Maloney had a sex change, man, that's when it was over.
Yeah, I think Price should maybe look after his health because getting stopped 5 times brutally.
Do you think maybe he should go over to Germany and fight on some more Saarland undercards?
No, I don't think so. Maybe Tom Schwarz. He could fight Tom Schwarz. If he gets stopped by Tom Schwarz, we all know it's really time to hang it up.
Hammer stopped them as well.
Yeah, Christian Hammer too. So
and an old Tony Thompson stopped them twice.
Yeah, but is Tom Schwarz already on Christian Hammer's and Tony Thompson's level? We'll see.
No, you don't. I don't think you need to be. You just need to not get knocked out in the first 4 rounds, and then you have him. Is Tony Thompson still boxing? I think maybe that's a fight that should be made.
Part 3?
Yeah. I don't think he's fought the Ortiz fight, but you know what? Bring him out of retirement. Revenge or repeat.
No, I just don't want to see David Price get brain damage, which he probably already has.
How about David Price, Olander Solis?
Battle of the losers.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, no, I think Price should get into, I don't know, another field.
Like what? Security in a nightclub?
I don't know what his talents are.
Neither does he.
He doesn't seem like the...
You know what it's not? It's certainly not keeping your hands up.
I don't know. He always reminds me of somebody who's on a rowing team or something like that. You know, maybe be a rowing instructor at Cambridge University or something like that.
I don't think Cambridge would let him in there, mate. Maybe he could be in a local community college in Liverpool. He could be a rowing instructor. But no, I think maybe he could work security in on the doors in Liverpool, maybe.
As long as nobody hits him on the chin. Can you imagine him getting laid out in a scuffle?
Yeah, I actually could. That's why I think he should do it.
Oh, I don't know. That would make...
You know, there used to be stories about Ricky Hatton getting knocked out in pubs over in Manchester.
Really?
Yeah. Do you not remember there was one going around after the Floyd Mayweather fight? He got in a fight with someone and they knocked him out.
Mm-hmm. With a check hook? Into the ring,
into the corner of the bar. Oh God.
Maybe. Yeah, but let's talk about Povetkin. Did you like his performance or?
Yeah, I thought it's pretty much what I expected. You're not going to give him too much credit because, it's David Price, like.
But I think it's pretty obvious that he's not a version 2.0 anymore. That beast of a man that fought Mike Perez, shredded.
Ripped. Yeah, he was shredded. If only he can find some sort of supplement that will allow him to regain that.
I don't think you can get that legally, that kind of supplement.
Okay, it's a terrible shame. But yeah, I thought he did good enough. He's probably he's still 38. It's only a matter of time before he gets taken out though.
But would he give Wilder or Joshua any problems?
2.0 beats Wilder.
Yeah, but he won't beat 2.0.
I don't know, but no. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I think he gives Joshua problems though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He just has to keep on him. If he can pressure him for 8 rounds, he can stop him.
Unless he gets taken out first.
That's why it's a fun fight, To be honest with you, I'd love to see that fight. I'd enjoy that fight.
That would be a good action fight, I think. Because Povetkin is also there to be hit.
Yeah, he's not a mug though.
No, but is he better than Parker or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, how good is Parker really? Like,
he's okay.
We haven't really seen him fight like that. That was his best opponent last night. Like,
sure, yeah. I mean, the Huey Fury fight was close.
Yeah,
but I don't think Parker was in the best shape for this fight.
But let's not forget that Huey Fury is now Tyson Fury.
But he fought in a similar manner.
You can't compare apples to oranges, man. So, who are we saying is best win? Huey Fury or Andy Ruiz?
Yeah, Takam.
You look at the guys that Povetkin's beaten, and it's light years ahead of anyone that Joseph Parker's beaten. So that's all you really need to know.
But let's not forget that Manuel Cha now has a regular WBA belt. So
Manuel Cha.
In case you forgot.
I did forget. How did he get his hands on that? Do you know what? Maybe Manuel Chair and David Price can get together and put something together at some point. Wasn't Fresno Kendo meant to be mandatory for that?
Yeah, Okeno was
the last 5 years.
Yeah, 4 years actually. But Okeno was scheduled to fight Briggs, but then Briggs got popped for something.
Yeah, that was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, last year. And then instead of having Okeno fight for the title against somebody, they let Char and Ustinov fight for the regular title under the condition that the winner has to fight Okendo. So now Char will be fighting Okendo. Great fight.
That's going to be an exciting all-action fight.
For sure. So, I don't know. I mean, nobody really cares about that belt. Povetkin already stopped Char brutally, so...
Do you know what? I think Tyson Fury should fight for that belt on his comeback. His first fight back. Just to prove that he's a level above all the other bugs.
Yeah, I think those two were already in talks at some point, Char and Fury.
Tyson Fury.
It would be very easy for Tyson Fury to pick up the belt just to get back into contention. So could pick
mandatory.
He could just pick up the title in his first fight. Easy, no problem.
No questions asked.
Yeah. But so what do you think about Dillian White? Because he's now been mentioned as an opponent for Wilder and for Povetkin. So which road will Eddie Hearn go?
I think the Povetkin road.
Yeah.
Reason being, if he does pull off the win, AJ doesn't need to fight Povetkin, and then he can have a big British rematch. And they'll go, Dillian White's taking his career more seriously now. He's back in the mix. He's doing this, that, and the other, and then he hypes it up, and then people buy that crap again.
So who will Joshua fight in the meantime? Will he wait around, or will he fight Big Baby?
Big Baby Miller. Yeah, that's a fight that could happen. I'd like to see him go for the Wilder fight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it's unlikely that it's his next fight, so I'll definitely do 1 or 2 more. So one of those could be Big Baby. Big
Baby Miller. He's your favourite, Nino. Big Baby Miller's trash, man. I don't know why we're even talking about him.
Yeah, but it will be a fun fight while it lasts, and Joshua will stop him in the end.
Easily.
Yeah, but it's going to be more of an action fight than last night, for sure.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think I actually quite enjoyed last night because, we saw questions being asked of Anthony Joshua, and I started to see some holes there, which was nice to see. So, at least we learned a little something there, as opposed to a Jarrell Miller fight where you're not really going to learn anything.
Yeah, but before we go, we should maybe get into the...
We should probably talk about Lucas Brown, Dylan. Right?
No, not really. So
No?
Nah.
Devastating knockout.
Yeah, you could see that the shape Lucas Brown was in, 40 years old.
Was terrible.
No steroids. And you could see his gut hanging over his belts, and no, he looked terrible. So on paper it was a good win, but that version of Lucas Brown, who never was a good boxer anyway. Now we should get into the Triple G Canelo situation maybe just quickly. So
come on,
doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, and it shouldn't happen because Canelo's been popped for clenbuterol. And do you know what's really funny? I was reading an article last year that in camp Canelo doesn't eat red meat, he only eats chicken. And then all of a sudden in this camp, he gets popped by contaminated red meat. Oh, how about that?
In some sort of 24/7 or something like that. Couldn't you see the Reynosos cooking up some steaks on the grill or something?
Were they? I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they're big on the grill, so who knows? But are you buying the excuse or?
No, I'm most certainly not buying the excuse. I think they need to send a message to the boxing world with a year-long ban.
Yeah, I mean, there's a hearing scheduled, which I think is now postponed. So I think that it's just not the ideal situation for having a camp with that whole hearing hanging over you. And I think that's why they're going to pull it. And that leaves Triple G without an opponent. And I don't think we're going to see a great replacement, unfortunately.
Are you going to see Spike O'Sullivan?
Yeah, that's one option, which isn't...
Is that your favourite?
Is your favourite?
It's not my favourite.
How many times you mentioned him on the show?
It's Shug that mentions him on the show.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not really a great fight, but a guy that Syme mentioned, Jamie Mangaya or something like that. Have you heard of the guy? Jamie Mangaya, unbeaten light middleweight, which has actually been confirmed by Tom Loeffler as the front runner at the moment, as a replacement for Canelo. So he's Mexican, he's 21 years old, he's got a 28-0 record with 24 knockouts.
Oh God. And how many Mexican cab drivers has he driven over on his way to that record?
So he's only fought in Mexico except one time. And he's a light middleweight, so yeah, it's not really something boxing fans are going to be too happy about.
Salivating over.
I mean, there were some good people calling him out.
Do you know who? If he wants to fight a TikTok Mexican light middleweight, he should be fighting. No, he should look no further than the Tijuana Tornado.
Yeah,
Antonio Margarito.
For sure. No, but Demetrius Andrade, or Andrade, is he Andrade? No, he's Andrade.
Yeah.
Demetrius Andrade came out, said he wanted to fight. Saunders probably won't be ready. That's what Frank Warren said. But there was talks of what's this guy's name? Derry Vachenko. He's pretty good, but unknown middleweight, pretty strong puncher. Also better. So, but I'm not too optimistic about this one. Are you?
I think Spike O'Sullivan gets it.
Yeah, maybe because he has more of a fan base.
I don't even think it's that. I just think that Spike O'Sullivan will get it. Because Golden Boy will still want the piece of that of that date.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a good performance against
Douglas.
Yeah, Antoine Douglas, but it's Antoine Douglas, so
yeah. As I told Syme at the time, don't be surprised if Douglas gets knocked out, and he did.
Right. So before we go, what's the next highlight you're looking for?
I'm looking forward to Frampton and Donair in Belfast.
Okay, so when is this one coming?
2 weeks time.
2 weeks time?
Live and exclusive on Box Nation, BT Sports. I think Showtime are looking to pick it up in the States.
Right, so what is going to happen, in your opinion?
Frampton's going to win by knockout.
Knockout?
Like, Donair has no business at 126, so...
Okay, I mean, Donair has achieved a lot in the sport, but I don't know why he's still around.
He signed with what's his Al Haymon, so have another run at the world title. It's for the vacant WBO featherweight interim belt.
Okay.
So that they're going to be in line to fight what's his name, the Mexican kid. He's trained by but I can't remember his name, but it'll come back to me. Oscar Valdez.
All right.
So they'd be mandatory for Valdez in that case.
Who almost?
It's a fantastic fight.
Who almost got stopped by Scott Quick.
Jeez, he got the brakes beaten off by Quick.
Yeah, but heavyweight wise, not too much happening at the moment.
We're still eagerly awaiting the return of Tyson Fury.
Yeah, and we got Hey Bellew Part 2 coming up.
Oh, dear Lord.
So
I'm looking forward to that one.
So we'll see, maybe we'll come back for that one.
Is that going to be pay-per-view in the UK?
Yeah, I didn't pay attention.
Fucking hope not. That's terrible.
No, it shouldn't be. So we're either going to come back for something like that, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe we will come on sooner.
I predict a regular return to broadcasting over the summer, though.
Huh? You do?
Yeah, when I'm finished with college. Unless you have a sprog on the way that you want to announce on the show.
No, I might have a job coming up, so but it's too early to talk about it, so we'll see.
You already did.
Okay, so yeah, in the meantime, check out iTunes for updates of the show. Could be any week.
Subscribe so you get the show automatically.
Right. And yeah, until then.
Auf Wiedersehen.